Welcome, seafood connoisseurs, to another deep dive into the delightful world of crustaceans. Today we're going to embark on a unique adventure comparing and contrasting two popular delicacies, the freshwater crayfish and the saltwater lobster. Each offers a distinct experience in terms of texture and taste, and we'll be exploring these differences in detail. As we journey through this topic, we encourage you to delve into our playlist for more intriguing insights into the world of seafood. So ready to embark on this gastronomic journey? Prepare your palate for a tantalizing tour. Before we delve into the taste and texture, let's first understand what sets crayfish and lobsters apart. Crayfish, also known as crawfish or crawdads, are freshwater crustaceans that find their homes in the rivers, streams and ponds across the world. Their compact bodies, often no larger than 3 to 6 inches, are adorned by a pair of large claws and a hard exoskeleton, the latter providing them with a robust defense mechanism. These little creatures are nocturnal and spend their days hiding under rocks and in crevices, emerging at night to feed on a diverse diet of algae, insects and plant matter. On the other side of the spectrum, we have lobsters, the giants of the crustacean world that inhabit the salty depths of the ocean. These sea dwellers can grow up to 2 feet long and are recognized by their large, muscular claws and a body covered in a sturdy shell. Lobsters are omnivorous, and their diet includes fish, mollusks, and other sea creatures. While both crayfish and lobsters belong to the same family, their habitats couldn't be more different. The freshwater environment of crayfish shapes their behavior, diet, and ultimately their taste and texture. Conversely, the saltwater habitat of lobsters influences their size, feeding habits, and the unique flavor and texture they bring to our plates. Now that we've got the basics, it's time to delve deeper into the taste and texture of these two fascinating creatures. Let's start with our freshwater friend, the crayfish. Now, to truly appreciate the taste of crayfish, one must first understand that it is a culinary experience unlike any other. Imagine, if you will, a symphony of flavors that starts with a subtle, sweet undertone reminiscent of its freshwater home. This is the initial taste that welcomes you, a gentle hint of sweetness that is all at once inviting and intriguing. As you delve deeper, the flavor profile of the crayfish begins to unfold, revealing a complexity that is at once surprising and delightful. Beyond the initial sweetness, there's a certain earthiness to the crayfish that anchors its flavor. This earthiness is a testament to the crayfish's habitat, harking back to the freshwater streams and lakes it calls home. It's a comforting, familiar flavor that gives the crayfish a depth and richness that is truly captivating. Then comes the succulence. Crayfish, when cooked right, have a tender, juicy texture that releases a burst of flavor with each bite. This succulence is accentuated by the crayfish's inherent sweetness, creating a balanced, satisfying taste that is simply irresistible. But what truly sets the crayfish apart is its unique, slightly nutty finish. This nuttiness is subtle, a mere whisper of flavor that lingers on the palate long after the crayfish has been consumed. It's a finish that is as unexpected as it is delightful, adding a final flourish to the culinary experience that is enjoying crayfish. Pair this with a squeeze of lemon or a dollop of your favorite sauce, and you've got a gastronomic experience that is both unique and memorable. Whether it's served in a classic etouffee, tossed in a spicy Cajun boil, or simply grilled to perfection, the crayfish delivers a taste that is wonderfully unique and refreshingly different. So, the next time you're looking for a culinary adventure, why not dive into a plate of crayfish? With its sweet, earthy and subtly nutty flavor, it promises a taste adventure that is as exciting as it is satisfying. That's the crayfish for you, a burst of unique freshwater flavors. But what about the texture of crayfish, you may ask? Well, let's delve into that. The texture of crayfish is an exciting culinary journey in itself. When you first bite into a crayfish, you're greeted with a somewhat firm texture. It's not as tough as some seafood, but it has a certain resistance that gives way to a delightful chewiness. Now, the magic happens when you begin to chew. The crayfish's meat is succulent and tender, breaking down smoothly without being overly soft. It's a bit like biting into a perfectly cooked piece of chicken, but with a unique aquatic twist. The meat is juicy, releasing a burst of flavors that complement its texture beautifully. The shell, on the other hand, adds a contrasting crunch to the experience. It's a delicate dance of different textures, each playing its part to elevate the overall dining experience. So that's the crayfish, a delicate balance of taste and texture. Now, let's shift our focus to the robust character of saltwater lobsters. Imagine biting into a succulent piece of lobster meat, the embodiment of the ocean's bounty. The initial taste is a delightful balance of sweetness and saltiness, akin to the first breath of sea air on a coastal morning. It's a flavor profile that's distinct yet comforting, like a whispered secret from the sea itself. As you continue to savor the lobster, its sweetness intensifies. This isn't a saccharine sweetness, but rather a subtle, nuanced one that complements the inherent saltiness. It's a symphony of flavors that dance on your palate, each note perfectly harmonized with the next. The richness of the lobster is yet another facet of its complex taste. It's a depth of flavor that's bold yet never overbearing. This richness is often likened to the taste of butter, lending a creamy, velvety texture to the meat. It's a richness that lingers, a lasting testament to the lobster's culinary prowess. And then there's the freshness. Lobsters are best enjoyed straight from the sea, and their taste is a testament to this. There's an unmistakable crispness to the flavor, a freshness that's like a cool sea breeze on a hot summer's day. It's a freshness that's invigorating, a reminder of the lobster's oceanic origins. Finally, there's an umami quality to lobsters, a savory, mouth-watering taste that's hard to describe but impossible to forget. It's a taste that's complex and layered, a kaleidoscope of flavors that keeps you coming back for more. And there you have it, the taste of lobster in all its glory. It's a culinary journey, a voyage of flavors that takes you from the sweetness of the initial bite, through the richness and freshness, and ends with that unforgettable umami taste. It's a journey that's as varied as it is delightful, a testament to the lobster's standing as a culinary titan. That's the lobster, an explosion of rich, salty sea flavors. And what about the texture of lobsters, you may ask? Well, imagine biting into a piece of food that is firm yet yielding, a texture that is both robust and delicate and wonderfully succulent. That, my friends, is the texture of a lobster. You see, a lobster's flesh is unique. It's not quite like that of other shellfish, nor is it similar to that of fish. Instead, it has a character all its own. The meat is dense and compact, yet it breaks apart easily when chewed, releasing a gush of sweet, briny juices. It's a texture that is at once meaty and tender, with a slight springiness that is incredibly satisfying to the bite. The lobster's tail in particular is a treasure trove of firm, juicy meat, while the claws hold tender morsels that melt in your mouth. Each bite is a celebration of textures, a symphony of culinary delight. So that's the lobster, a divine interplay of taste and texture. So there you have it, the detailed comparison of crayfish and lobsters, the two crustaceans, both heralded as delicacies in their respective freshwater and seawater realms, yet each offering a unique gastronomic experience. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane, shall we? We've delved into the taste of crayfish, an intriguing mix of sweetness and earthiness that is peculiar to its freshwater habitat. It's an experience that transports you to the tranquil banks of a serene river, the gentle ebb and flow of the water reflected in the subtle nuances of its flavor. Then we explored the texture of crayfish, that firm yet tender consistency that delicately balances between the toughness of a shellfish and the softness of a white fish, making it a rather unique culinary adventure, a journey that begins with the initial crunch and ends in a soft, almost buttery finish. On the other side of the spectrum, we dived into the taste of lobsters, a rich, succulent flavor that is subtly sweet, yet intensely briny, encapsulating the essence of the sea. It's like a symphony of oceanic notes playing harmoniously on your palate, creating a taste experience that is truly unforgettable. And finally, we touched upon the texture of lobsters, a firm, meaty bite that is beautifully complemented by its inherent juiciness. It's a dance of textures in your mouth, the initial firm resistance followed by an explosion of succulence that takes you on a roller coaster of sensory delights. All in all, both crayfish and lobsters bring their own unique characteristics to the table, each a testament to the diversity of flavors and textures that the aquatic world has to offer. It's not about which is better, but rather about appreciating their differences and relishing the unique experiences they provide. Remember, whether it's crayfish or lobsters, every bite is a celebration of the sea's bountiful offerings. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Until next time, keep exploring the vast ocean of flavors.